She cut my gas line. On purpose. Because I hadn't filled out a landscaping request form. Are you kidding me? The smell hit me before I even stepped off the porch. That sharp, unmistakable stench of natural gas, sour and metallic in the back of your throat. I froze, mid-step, eyes scanning the side of my house. My heart slammed against my ribs as I saw the severed line, duct tape dangling loosely from the valve like some twisted practical joke. My breath caught. Oh no. I stumbled back inside, phone already in my shaking hand. 911, then the gas company, then fire rescue. My voice cracked as I explained what I saw, barely believing it myself. The dispatcher told me to evacuate immediately. Don't turn anything on. Don't touch your phone inside the house. Just get out. I did. I grabbed my dog, my keys, and bolted. A neighbor across the street, Sam, saw me running and came over with concern on his face until the gas odor smacked him in the face too. Jesus, what the hell happened? He asked. I didn't even have the words. 10 minutes later, fire trucks and hazmat units rolled up like a Hollywood disaster scene. Lights flashing, yellow tape unfurling. The entire block was evacuated within the hour. People gathered in bathrobes, kids crying, seniors clutching their walkers, all staring at the chaos unraveling on our quiet little cul-de-sac. And you know who caused it? Patricia. HOA President Patricia Hammond, age 62, professional menace, wielding her clipboard like a sword of suburban justice. She'd been after me since the day I moved in. I'd bought the little corner house with the overgrown rose bushes and the busted fence, determined to fix it up in peace. But peace wasn't on the HOA's agenda, not with Patricia watching. It started with warnings, handwritten notes about the unauthorized color of my new shutters, nasty voicemails about my trash bins being out visible to the road. Once, she stormed up to me while I was installing a solar light path and demanded to know if I had filed Form 7B, A for exterior lighting installation. I blinked. You mean, putting lights in my yard? She squinted at me through her giant sunglasses. Rules are rules. I tried to laugh it off. Tried to be polite. Look, I'm just trying to make this place livable. I'm not hurting anyone. But that wasn't good enough for her. Nothing ever was. Every week, it escalated. I got a violation notice because my backyard gate was propped open while I was hauling mulch. She reported me to code enforcement for having a rain barrel. At one point, she left a passive-aggressive note on my dog, taped to his collar. Please remember leash rules apply even to cute ones. I filed complaints. I sent emails to the HOA board. But Patricia was the board, more or less. Everyone else either didn't care or was afraid to cross her. It was like living under some petty dictatorship only instead of tanks. She had bylaws. And then she crossed the line. I just started re-landscaping my front yard. Nothing wild, just pulling out invasive ivy, replanting some native grasses, and laying down a few stepping stones. That's it. No construction. No electrical work. Just dirt and plants. But apparently, Patricia decided my behavior was aggressively non-compliant. That morning, while I was at work, she showed up. I'd caught her before peeking around my property line with a measuring tape. This time, according to Sam who saw it happen, she walked right up to the side of my house, popped open the utility box with a screwdriver, and cut the gas line herself. Wait, you saw her do it? I asked Sam later, mouth dry. Yeah, man, he said, shaking his head. I thought she was maybe a utility worker or something. She had gloves on and everything. But then I realized, nah, that's just Patricia. She could have killed someone. That leak could have triggered an explosion. Someone lights a cigarette nearby, flips a switch inside their house, boom. But to her, it was just another HOA correction. Another act of twisted, delusional control. When the fire chief got the leak under control and confirmed the cause was manual tampering, I pulled out my phone. I had emails, photos, timestamps, and a 3-month digital folder titled Patricia Attacks. I showed the officer the ongoing harassment, and when I mentioned Sam as a witness, they pulled him aside for a statement. Then they pulled Patricia out of her house. She looked confused at first, wrapped in a pastel robe, mug in hand like she'd just woken from a nap. Then I saw it. That flicker of recognition in her eyes when she spotted me talking to the fire chief. What's going on here? She called out, her voice shrill and tight. You're being detained for questioning, the officer told her. Me? For what? I live here. I'm the HOA president. I stepped forward. My voice was calm, but my hands were clenched. You cut my gas line. Her jaw dropped. I did no such thing. You were seen doing it, the officer confirmed. And we'll be reviewing neighborhood cameras as well. And just like that, the robe-wrapped tyrant's face began to crumble. There must be some mistake. I thought the line was unauthorized. Her voice cracked. The officer didn't blink. You tampered with a gas utility line. That's a felony offense. I'll never forget the way the neighbors stared. Half shocked, half relieved. One by one, people began murmuring, some quietly clapping. Patricia, the almighty HOA queen, was being taken away in handcuffs. Hazmat had already issued a full report: deliberate utility tampering, criminal negligence, public endangerment. The city's building department got involved. And since Patricia acted in her official capacity, the entire HOA board was legally implicated. Within 48 hours, the insurance company declared the HOA uninsurable. Every member of the board resigned except one Don, the quiet guy on the corner lot who always brought donuts to meetings. He turned over all HOA documentation to the city investigators without hesitation. Turns out Patricia had signed off on multiple unapproved safety upgrades that funneled money into a company run by her nephew. Tens of thousands of HOA dues had disappeared under bogus invoices, decorative drainage realignment, sustainable bushing realignment, community aesthetic compliance testing. Whatever the hell those were. I sat in on the emergency town hall meeting the following week. The mood was electric. Patricia was gone, under house arrest pending arraignment. The HOA was officially dissolved by court order pending a restructuring. The neighbors, for the first time in years, were actually talking to each other like real people, not surveilled residents in a paranoid suburban state. When the city officials wrapped up the investigation, they pulled me aside. One of them smiled, holding up the report. "You've got a solid civil case if you want to press charges." I nodded. "Oh, I'm suing her. That's not even a question." Sam clapped me on the back. "Man, you just took down the HOA Voldemort." I laughed, actually laughed for the first time since I'd moved in. Guess all it took was almost blowing up the block. Funny thing is, the yard? It turned out great. The grasses grew in fast, the stepping stones settled nicely, and the native flowers brought butterflies by the dozens. Every day I sit on the porch, sip my coffee, and breathe in the quiet. No more notes. No more fake violations. No more angry clipboard tapping. Sometimes, when I pass the edge of the lawn, I look at the old utility box, now professionally repaired, locked, and sealed. I shake my head, still amazed. Who thinks it's okay to cut someone's gas line? Patricia did. And now? She's facing prison time, tens of thousands in fines, and a neighborhood that will never forget what she did. The HOA is gone, the block is free, and people are finally planting what they want in their own yards again. So if you're wondering, yeah, I filled out a landscaping form. I burned it in a backyard bonfire the day the Hazmat team cleared me to return. Patricia's rules? They went up in smoke. Just like her reign.